Hey, what's good, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Slightly Warped Podcast. I'm Rick, joined as always by Big Show. And how are you doing today, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. This we're taping the eve of, but everybody will see it on or after the NFL draft. So, I'm gonna talk a little football today. And with all these pre-draft specials, not just from us, but anywhere. I mean, all we're doing is speculating possibilities and hopes, and such. Um, Throw that out there, even though we know for sure my team has the number one pick, and there is 99.99% possibility that they won't screw it up. That 0.001, normal teams wouldn't get that. But because my team has screwed up in the past, I'm putting it out there. I wouldn't be shocked if sometime tonight they traded that pick for a couple other draft picks or something,
Oh
or they
no, they
traded
don't do
down.
that.
I wouldn't be shocked if they did. I would be upset. And as a fan, I would be hurt because to me, there isn't a sure thing right now for what we need. So
If they traded Ray in that first pick, you should be shocked.
I would be hurt.
Now, you should be shocked because everybody and everybody's mama know they're gonna pick Mendoza and said they're gonna pick Mendoza ever since they won the Indiana won the championship. So
Yeah. I mean, he's working out with members of the team.
I would
So, I
be
mean, that's how
flabbergasted if
sure
Jerry
it
Jones didn't
is.
do that.
But, stranger things have happened. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if they traded some other picks to get more picks or a player or two. Anything can happen. When we get to the Chiefs, there's some possibilities for your squad right now. As a matter of fact, since we're on the subject, let's just go ahead and go with the draft cast here and just say who has what in every round. Well, not every round, in the first round. Obviously, the Las Vegas Raiders have the number one pick. Right now, the Jets have the number two pick. The Cardinals have the number three. Titans are at four. The Giants are at five. The Browns are at six. And
Cowboys, Cowboys are at six, aren't they? Or did they
right
trade that?
now, I'm showing the Browns. This is
Okay,
the ESPN draft cast right here. Um, the Commanders are at seven. The Saints are at eight. The Chiefs are at nine. The Giants have a 10, and it looks like there's some arrows on there. So they got that from somebody. The Dolphins are at 11. The Cowboys are at 12. The Rams moved up to 13. The Baltimore Ravens are at 14. The Buccaneers are at 15. The Jets are at 16. So they have a second pick in the first round. The Lions are at 17. The Minnesota Vikings are at 18. The Cowboys are back at 20. I'm sorry, I skipped the Carolina Panthers at 19. Steelers are at 21. The Chargers are at 22. Eagles at 23. The Browns make another entry at 24. The Bears are at 25. The Bills are at 26. The Niners are at 27. The Texans are at 28. Your Chiefs are back again at 29. The Dolphins are back at 30. And rounding it out at 31 is the Patriots, and 32 are the Super Bowl champs, the Seahawks. So, that saying, if things stay the way they stay now, we already know who I think we should go with for the Raiders, Mendoza. But your Chiefs have not only the ninth pick, but also the 29th pick. Um, who do you think they'll get? And who do you expect them to get? Or is that one in the same?
Well, with these new rumors about the Rasheed Rice thing, possibly in talks with that Titans trade for that number 4 pick.
Mm.
I don't know what the Chiefs would give up besides Rice. Would that give the Chiefs 3 first round picks? Or would
Depends.
they like
Is
give
that
the
ninth pick?
Titans?
Is that
Would
ninth
they
pick part of the package?
not with Rasheed Rice in the package? It wouldn't be. I don't think. Why would you give up a dynamic player just to move up 5 spots?
What about the 29th pick?
The 29th pick, I could see that. Having two
Okay.
picks in the top 10, I would be okay with that.
That would be huge if y'all are able to pull that off. Um,
But I'm okay with them not trading him at all and staying at number 9. I would love if Bain would fall down to us at 9. I don't think he's going to.
well,
Ruben Bain, the defensive rusher, the end from
let's take a
Miami.
look at the best available players. Obviously, the best available player in the draft is Arvell Reese from Ohio State, the linebacker. Mendoza at QB. And then you have David Bailey at Texas Tech. Here's one that I thought you were high on, Jeremiah Love from Notre Dame.
Yeah, he
Do
was
you think?
until we picked up Kenneth Walker. So he's not a
Okay,
need.
so he's not a need anymore. Okay. Uh, Francis, is it Miagoa? Malagoa? I don't know how to pronounce it. The player from Miami. He's a tackle.
Yeah, he's an offensive lineman.
Caleb Downs from Ohio State and Sonny Styles from Ohio State. And then you've got Mansour Delane from LSU, Ruben Bain from Miami, and then Makai Lemon from USC. And who were you talking about?
Yeah, Ruben Bain.
You were talking about
That's
Ruben
who I'd
Bain from
like
Miami.
us to grab.
He is listed as the ninth best player in coming out of this draft. So you would
Yeah,
think
I would like
he
to
would
see
be there
him.
for you.
I don't know if he will be because, just looking, um, I mean, corner, we need edge, corner, and offensive line is our, uh, but I also see, the Titans need a lineman and edge. Giants need linemen. Jets need edge rushers.
All
So
right.
it could be, we'll see.
If we go with a handful of teams, Vegas, obviously, their needs quarterback, receiver, defensive tackle, cornerback, and a guard. So they'll satisfy at least two of those needs in day one and two. I don't know. Um,
I'd say your top 3 needs are quarterback, which obviously you're gonna rectify that in the first pick,
yeah,
receiver and offensive line. That's what you need.
yeah, that's definitely what we need. The Arizona Cardinals say they need a quarterback, offense, an edge rusher, a safety, and a defensive tackle.
Hmm.
So I can see that. Same thing with the Falcons, except swap out quarterback with cornerback. Ravens say they need a cornerback, a safety, a defensive tackle, a wide receiver. I can see that.
Yeah, but those guys don't pick before us, so I don't really care about them.
No, no. And the Chiefs on
The
here.
Saints, the Commanders, the Titans,
Well, let's look at
Cardinals,
those.
and the Jets all need edge rushers.
All right, we did look at the Cardinals. Let's look at the Saints, Commanders, and the Titans.
Yeah, they all
Um,
need edge rushers.
Even the Saints. Oh yeah, the Saints do. Okay, and then the Jets. Hmm. Yep, they need edge, quarterback, wide receiver. Damn, the Jets need a little bit of everything. Wow. And if I can find the Titans on here, yes, there they are. Oh, they're in bad shape too. They need edge, wide receiver. They need a guard. They need a running back. Okay, Jeremiah Love might end up going to the Jets. to the Titans since they picked four.
Yeah, that's what people are mocking, but that running back's not a need for them, but he is a generational talent at that position, so he might.
I'm glad you brought that up. Um, which is more important to you, the best available player or an immediate need?
Immediate need, depending on the best available player. So it depends. So if you have a I mean, so Mendoza is the overall number one best player on the board, right? If the Titans were, or the Giants would say, if the Giants were picking number one, they wouldn't pick Mendoza.
No, because they've got their guy already in Jackson Dart.
They have Dart, right? So
Yeah.
it really depends on the team and what positions need. Quarterback's a little different, I think, when it comes to positions because obviously they're the face of the franchise. Um, just ask the '83 draft class where Dan Marino could have been picked by the Chiefs, could have been picked by the Patriots, could have been picked by the Steelers.
Is
He could
that
have
the
been
same draft class that Kansas City picked Bill Kinney?
not Kenny. Um, what the fuck is his name? Malkovich? No. Shit. I'll look it up. Give me a second. Keep talking.
Okay. Um, while you looking that up, I know that I just read, the order of the first 32 picks. How likely is it that in the next, well, we got 26 hours before the draft kicks off from the point that we're recording this? How likely is it that we see very many trades, whether it be trading up or trading down?
Oh, we'll see a lot of trades, I think. I mean, that's the era we're in. Todd Blackledge is who they drafted,
Okay,
not
about Blackledge. All
Keith.
right. Yeah, I who do you think is best positioned to make the biggest splash in the draft? In other words, what team do you think is going to come out and say, we had a damn good draft?
Well, the Giants definitely have, with two top 10 picks, definitely are in position to make some noise. Um,
I would agree with that. And I would say possibly the Chiefs too. Even though you don't have right now two top 10 picks, you've
I mean,
got
we still
two
have two
picks.
top 32 picks, or two top 30, which is still good because
Yeah, that's still
you can
very good.
find, we can
And
find a player at 29. I think we'll end up probably trading up from the 29, I would assume. Uh, I would assume in perfect world, we would go edge rusher, hopefully get Bain, and then get a top tier offensive lineman with our second pick. And then, from there, start. I'm not worried about the cornerback position because Brett Veach is really good at drafting corners in the second, third, fourth, fifth round that actually play out. Um,
wow, that
obviously,
you
obviously
practically
McDuffie
read
was the
my
first
mind
one.
because I was going to ask you how important is it? We know you want to hit on the early round picks, but how important is it to hit on those late round picks?
It's pretty important that they have to be. They don't have to be stars, but they have to be good contributors, steady contributors. Um, and the one thing that I would give my team its kudos is they draft well. They don't have very many busts.
Yeah.
We do. We have had our busts. Don't get me wrong, but under the Veach era, He's hit on more than he's missed.
And that's the reason why I would give the edge to Kansas City over the Giants. And here's why. The Chiefs are used to picking in the later rounds or the later end of the first round. Now you got this pick at number 9. That's like gold for the Chiefs. When is the last time you picked that high? You know what I'm saying?
Uh,
So
2017 when we drafted number 10 overall, Patrick Mahomes.
see my point? Um,
Same.
so
We traded up though from 22 to get that one.
and it's all about how you handle business. I firmly believe that if it were set in stone today at 9 and 29, you would do great. If you trade that 29th pick and move up anywhere, it doesn't have to be 2 top 10s. You can be 9 and you could be like 14. That's still dangerous for the rest of the league.
And here's the problem though, is not that it's not doable, don't get me wrong, but you got to have a trade partner.
Yeah,
And there is a thing called Chiefs fatigue. The other teams are tired of seeing the Chiefs. Number one, no difference than when the Patriots were doing their thing. It was a Patriots fatigue. So you know, so here we are. Let's look at the one that everybody's talking about, number four, the number four slot, the Titans.
yes.
Okay, do they really want to give us the fourth pick? Like, really?
I don't think any AFC team wants to give you the fourth pick.
I'm just
So
saying, you know, regardless. But do they? But that's the one where everybody's talking about Rasheed Rice going, for that pick. Do the Titans really want to do that? I don't foresee that happening. I could be wrong. I'd be excited. It's a cool time. This is a cool time of year as a football fan. But I think part of that moving up is having someone to dance with.
yeah, and I'll say this, because you mentioned it's a cool time. It is. This is that time of year where I don't care who you're a fan of. You have hope right now. Now, whether those hopes roll into fruition or whether your dreams get dashed immediately, a lot of that is going to depend on what happens over the next few days going into training camp.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that every team has hope.
Really?
Every fan base has hope. No, hope's not necessarily the right word. Because I guarantee you, the Raiders, the Jets, the Cardinals, the Titans, the Browns, and probably the Giants. Maybe not the Giants because of their coach. Those guys aren't making the Super Bowl next year.
I would agree with that. But
There
when
is
I
no
say
hope.
hope, I don't mean we're going to win it all. You need to take steps. And I say this seems like every year now. You need to take steps and they need to be forward momentum steps. If
Agreed.
you if you only won 3 games this year, you need to be in that 6, 7 win area next year. And then you need to be in that 9, 10, 11 the following year to show progress. If you're still hanging around that cellar, then you haven't done anything to facilitate hope for your franchise.
Yeah, I just think hope's not a good word for it. There's a different word. I don't know what it is, but it's similar to hope. But
Well,
the
we'll
Jets
say we'll
the
say
Jets can
enthusiasm
hope.
right now.
The
We'll say
Jets can
enthusiasm.
hope, but they're not going nowhere.
Well, I mean, you're right because some franchises are just snake bitten. I look at the Cleveland Browns. That's one of those franchises. I mean, say what you will about my squad. Yes, we've had 22 years of futility. Excuse me, 23 years of futility. Yes, we have, but we got 3 Lombardis. Cleveland, you don't. I mean, sooner or later, you got to get in there and jump in there with the big boys. Um,
Yeah.
Charger fans on paper every year. Oh, this is their year. Oh, we Justin Herbert's going to be. No, he's not. No, he's not. I keep trying to tell everybody Justin Herbert can only take that team so far by himself. So, not saying he's hot garbage because he's not. He has still a lot of, potential, but he's not as good as people make him out to be.
I would say
Um,
he's above average.
yes, that's a good way to look at it. And and,
He
and
he's borderline between the first and second tier. He's not as bad as the second tier quarterbacks, but he's not as good as the first tier.
yeah, and Bronco fans, I'm gonna say this, and you're not gonna like it. The Broncos aren't as good as you think they are. There's cracks in the
Mm,
foundation.
I disagree.
I think that they have a hell of a lot of potential, but they really should have beat the Patriots. Um,
Well, I mean, they didn't have their quarterback, so no, they shouldn't have.
how much of that was the quarterback, and how much of that was
It was all their quarterback. The Bo Nix didn't play.
I know he didn't play, but that was a very low scoring game. I expected to see somebody to step up to help that quarterback. You know what I mean?
Mm. I disagree with you. We'll agree to disagree.
And you're 100% on target. Bo Nix would have been a much better in that game, but
If Bo
I
Nix
just
played, they would have won.
oh no doubt, no doubt. I just feel like I didn't see receivers getting open. There were plays left out there. We'll just put it
I
that
mean,
way.
the only thing that, I mean, yes, there were plays left out there, and the Broncos defense did everything that they could do, but because the quarterback sucked ass, they wasn't able to take advantage of those plays. I mean, what was the score? Was it like, wasn't it like 10-6 or 10-7, some shit like that?
Something. It was very low, and
I
uh,
guarantee if Bo Nix was playing, it'd have been 32-10. I mean, it wouldn't have been close.
I would agree. By contrast, though, do you think the Patriots will be better or worse this coming season?
If nothing changes right now, I think they'll be a little worse than what they were last year. I think they took advantage of the weak schedule. Um, they did what they were supposed to do. They're going to be playing the top tier teams this year. I don't think they're going to be as good. However, the draft trades are talking about AJ Brown being traded to the Patriots sometime tomorrow or this weekend for
Hmm.
some draft capital.
Interesting.
That could be a kick in the butt for the Patriots. But their off-season shenanigans with the coach and all that, it might hold them back.
Speaking of those shenanigans, how much of it do you think will spill into the season? I mean, is this much ado about nothing, or
It's
is it
gonna be it's the same amount that's spilled into the Brown season with Deshaun Watson. I mean, it's gonna happen. You're gonna hear about it. It's gonna be a
yeah,
talking point.
man, so much promise at the beginning of his tenure, and now there might be a speed bump in there.
Yeah, shit, it's the Patriots.
Very true.
I mean, let's two consenting adults. I don't really give a shit. Let's move on. You know what I mean?
I agree too. I mean, here's my thing. They say nothing happened. We'll never know. Only they will know, you know? And I agree with you. Does it matter?
Not in the least.
I mean, what you do behind closed doors is your business. Can you report on a football game? Can you win a football game? That's what we want to know. And it's a shame that in the world that we live in, there's media and public distractions. And then, speaking of, I'll get back to your team in a minute when I talk about that. Well, now let's go ahead and get to it now. Nothing bad. This is good stuff, but I want to know how much of it will spill over into the season. I want to talk about your guy, Killer Travis Kelce. All right, it's a foregone conclusion. He's going to marry Taylor, and there's going to be more Taylor in the NFL stuff this coming season.
Yeah, they'll be married by the time the season starts.
Yeah, but do you think that that's going to, I don't want to say create a shadow or negativity for the Chiefs season? Do you think it'll affect it at all? Do you think it will affect him?
I'd say no more than it already has. I mean, what's going to be new about the situation? Absolutely nothing. Besides they're married.
Yeah. The reason why I asked that is because on the surface it seems like, yeah, they're together now. They'll be together with a piece of paper, but the media tends to, they're always in your face, and I think they're going to be in their faces more. Uh, there will be people constantly pulling at him, asking him stuff. Same with her,
I'd
but
say no more than they already do, though. There's nothing new about it. Everybody knew they've been engaged, that they're going to get married.
mhm.
It's not like it's a surprise or anything. So I don't think that's anything new that they're going to be asked any more questions about. I mean, they're still going to get asked about, don't get me wrong, but it's not going to be like 20% more pressure because they're married or whatever. I don't think that can, I think
and
it's
and
more
and
pressure if Mahomes is going to play the first part of the year.
I'll get to Pat in a minute, but finish now with Travis. I don't think the pressure will be on him per se, but I think it'll be like a projected pressure. In other words, the first time he drops a pass, people are gonna be, oh, he's thinking about Taylor,
No
that
different
kind of
than they
thing.
said last year, man. It's not, I don't see that being any different.
I believe you. I mean, just like you, I watched a lot of AFC West games this past year. That's our division, so we see it.
Hmm.
I'm just wondering if people outside of the AFC West, outside of the division, who don't see the Chiefs as much as we do, I wonder if they see it any differently. Which
I mean,
brings me to you people that are listening. If you see it differently, uh, drop us a line in the comments here, or you can email us at the Slightly Warped Podcast at yahoo.com. Now, back to Patrick. I think he's going to miss the first couple games. Um, it'd be great if he didn't, but do you really want to rush an injury like this?
he's not human, so it depends. It depends how well he's he says he's going to be dancing at Travis's wedding, so I think if he could dance at Travis's wedding, he can play some football week one.
Hey, I'm,
He's a very motivated individual, and his work ethic is top tier. So if he's setting the goal for week one. Now, if there's any question that he's not 100%, they'll sit him. But if he's, come to the third or fourth week of preseason training camp, and although he won't play it down in preseason, I'm sure,
oh God,
uh,
no, that would be don't do that.
but he'll be taking reps in practice and things like that. You know,
With the schedule play into that, if you get two light games to start off the season, And I'm just throwing the number 2 out there because I think he'll be back in week 3. But if you got 2 easy games to start off the season, would that play more into the likelihood of them sitting him?
I don't think there's any easy games in the NFL. And when you're talking the beginning of the year, defense is always better than the offenses.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't think the schedule is going to mean anything. It's really going to depend on really how well he is, how he's been doing. Andy Reid will not put him in harm's way. But I'm not going to say, that he's definitely not going to play the first game of the week because go back to the 2019 season when he took his kneecap and put it to the
Yeah,
back of
yeah.
his leg. I thought he was done, and he was only out for 2 games. So he's a different type of individual.
Agreed. All right. Before we close it out, I just want to reiterate first round picks. Raiders number 1 pick, Chiefs number 9. I am saying that yes, for sure, definitely, positively, 99.999% sure Mendoza is going to be the number 1 pick. You can
Oh,
set your
bar
clock
none.
to it. Get your silver and black number 15 jersey right now.
You bet your mortgage on that one.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Who
Uh,
do you absolutely positively believe the Chiefs pick at number 9?
oh yeah. Now they at least number 9. How about that?
At least number 9. Things can change.
I mean, they can move up. However, I don't think if they move up, I don't see them moving up with a player attached to it like Rasheed Rice with that number 9 pick. The 29 in Rasheed Rice, maybe it might work out.
Okay. Well,
Um,
who do you see them drafting
I'd like to
first?
see them draft that Ruben Bain Jr. with the first pick. And this is a little biased just because he goes to my daughter's college and I've watched him. But Caden Proctor, who is an offensive lineman for the Alabama Crimson Tide, I would love to see him in a Chiefs uniform. I think he could
Okay.
be very helpful in that right tackle position, shore that up. I think he played left guard. If you look up Proctor, for those that don't know, he's the lineman that they would give on the goal line, to run the ball in. They've done the jumbo passes to him, things like that. He's pretty athletic.
That
Um,
would work really well in an Andy Reid offense.
yeah, so I would like to see. I mean, I think he might even fall to the second and third round. I mean, he's not necessarily a first round talent, but he has potential. So like I could see them picking him up at the 29th with the linemen that are in the draft. But I would like to see them. It'd be cool if Proctor was on the team.
That's a name I'm going to be looking at this weekend and see where he goes. All right, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Want to let everybody know there's no show next week. I'm going to be gone, but we'll be back the following week with more good stuff for you. You got anything before we get out of here?
Nope, just enjoy the next few days.
That's right. You guys take care, stay positive, stay blessed.
See y'all next week.